I don't even know the name of this island. It wasn't on any of our charts. We weren't supposed to come near it. But after the storm, after the engine went out, it was either land here or drown. When I woke up, the sea was calm. Too calm. Not a single wave broke on the shore. It just slid in and out, like the ocean was breathing. The sand was dark, almost black. It stuck to my skin like ash. The air smelled wrong, sharp and sour like old blood and wet stone. I called for the others. No one answered. The boat was gone. Half the supplies, too. Only footprints left in the sand leading toward the forest. At first, I thought that was a good sign. Someone survived. The trees were strange. Tall, thin, but their bark wasn't rough, it was smooth, almost like skin. When the wind passed through, they didn't creak or sway. They just whispered. I walked for an hour before I found the first one, a fox, lying perfectly still in the middle of the path. I thought it was dead, but when I got closer, I heard its chest rising. Slow. Too slow. Its fur was wet even though it hadn't rained. Its eyes were open, cloudy, unfocused, like it was looking past me. And when I leaned down, I heard it breathing in two rhythms, one normal, the other one slower, offbeat, like something else was inside it, breathing too. I backed away. That's when it turned its head and made a sound that I'll never forget, a sound that didn't belong to a fox. A voice, soft, human. It said, "Stay." I ran until I hit a clearing. There were bones scattered everywhere, small ones mostly, birds maybe. But they weren't picked clean. They'd been arranged. Circles, spirals, shapes that almost looked like letters. In the center of it all was a backpack. Ours. One of the research team's packs. Inside, a radio. Smashed. And a notebook. Every page was filled with the same sentence over and over. The animals aren't animals. It was getting dark fast, so I climbed a ridge near the coast and built a small fire. The flame barely stayed lit. The air felt heavy, thick, like it didn't want to burn. The forest below me was moving, not the way trees move in the wind. It was like something was crawling under the ground, dragging the roots with it. I kept hearing that sound, low, wet breathing, coming from every direction. And then the fire went out. Just died, like someone had pinched it. And from the dark, I heard footsteps. Not one set, dozens. Something was watching me. I could feel it.
The moon broke through the clouds for a moment, and I saw them. Animals. At least they looked like animals. A deer, a dog, a few birds perched in the trees. But they weren't moving right. Their limbs bent wrong, their heads twitched in short, sharp bursts, and all of them were staring straight at me. I didn't sleep that night. Every time I blinked, I saw movement. Every time I tried to breathe, I felt that second rhythm again, slow, heavy, crawling just beneath the skin of the island. When the sun finally came up, I thought I'd imagined it all. The animals were gone. The forest was still. Even the air smelled clean again. But when I turned to look back at the shore, I froze, because every single footprint I'd made in the sand was gone, replaced by paw prints, and they were all leading toward me. Morning came slow, gray, and wet. The tide had dragged half the wreckage away overnight. I searched what was left, one crate of canned food, a torn map, and a flare gun with a single round. No signs of the others. The forest looked different in daylight. Calmer, but in that uneasy way where calm feels forced. I noticed something strange right away. There were no birds. Not one. Just silence so heavy it made your ears ring. Every few minutes I'd hear a single branch crack somewhere in the distance. Nothing after that. Just one sound, like the forest wanted me to know it was listening. I followed the stream inland, thinking maybe it led to a clearing or a higher point to signal from. The deeper I went, the fewer signs of life I saw. No insects, no scat, no tracks that weren't mine. Until I found the deer. It was standing knee-deep in the water, perfectly still. At first I thought it was dead, frozen upright somehow. Then I saw its chest rise. Slow, shallow breaths. Its eyes were wide open, glassy, unfocused, like it wasn't really seeing me. And the strangest part? Its mouth was moving just slightly, like it was chewing. Except there was nothing there. When I stepped closer, it turned its head. The movement was too slow, like it was trying to remember how to do it. Our eyes met, and for a second I thought it was about to run. But it didn't. It just looked through me. Then it opened its mouth and made this dry, wheezing noise. Not a call, not a grunt, something in between. Like it was trying to copy a sound it didn't understand. I backed away, and it followed. Not running, walking, every step heavy and deliberate. That's when I saw the rest. Half a dozen more deer standing among the trees, all facing me, all perfectly still. I ran until my lungs burned, didn't stop until I reached the base of a cliff that overlooked the eastern side of the island. From up there, I could see the forest stretching all the way to the shore, and every now and then, something moved between the trees. Slow, synchronized movements.
It looked like a herd, but there was no rhythm to it. Just chaos pretending to be order. I stayed up there until dusk. No boats, no smoke, no people. When night fell, I made camp under a rock shelf and built a small fire. The sound drew something in. Not close enough to see, but I heard the crack of twigs just beyond the firelight. Then breathing. Low, steady, human-like. I grabbed the flare gun, waiting, heart pounding. Then I heard it. A whistle. Just a few notes. Soft, uncertain, almost like it was testing the sound. I know that whistle. It was the tune Elena used to hum on deck when the weather turned bad. The fire started to die. I backed away, trying not to make noise. Whatever was out there took a step closer. I could see its outline now, low to the ground, moving oddly like it was crouched but couldn't balance. Then it stopped, tilted its head, and in a shaky, uneven voice, it whispered my name. Simon. I fired the flare. The light filled the clearing, and for a split second I saw it clearly. A wolf. Or at least it used to be. Its fur was patchy, eyes cloudy, mouth half open. But the sound that came out wasn't a growl. It was a word. A broken word, like it had tried to copy the sound of a voice without knowing what speech meant. Then it turned and vanished into the dark. I didn't sleep that night. I just sat there, waiting for the sun. When it came, I saw prints all around the camp, dozens of them. Hooves, paws, claws, all circling me. And in the dirt, written in long, uneven streaks, were letters. One word, scratched deep by something that didn't have hands. Stay. The next morning, I stopped pretending rescue was coming. No flares left, no signal, no footprints on the beach but my own. So I did what I could. I started keeping notes. Times, sounds, movements. It made me feel like I still had control, that maybe if I understood what was happening, I could stop it from getting worse. Day 3. The deer are still near the stream. Same spot as yesterday. Haven't eaten, haven't moved. When I threw a rock near them, they didn't flinch. But 10 minutes later, one of them turned its head in the exact same direction I had thrown it, like it remembered the sound and wanted to repeat it. I tried calling out, "Hey!" loud enough to echo through the trees. For a long moment, nothing. Then faintly, the same word came back, soft, drawn out. "Hey!" It wasn't an echo. The sound came from 3 different directions at once. Day 4. Found the captain's body in a small cove on the north side. Face down in the sand, half buried. Something had been chewing on his clothes, but not him. Not a single wound. Just this expression. Mouth open, eyes wide, as if he'd died listening to something. When I went to move him, the gulls scattered from the rocks above, except they didn't fly right. They flapped once, hard, and then glided perfectly still, all in the same formation. Every single one turned its head at the same moment to look down at me. Their necks moved too smoothly, like they were connected. Day 5. Noises at night again. Not animals this time. Footsteps. Around my camp, slow and deliberate. Sometimes it's just one set. Sometimes many. Always stop when I move. Once I thought I heard whispering. When I leaned out of the tent, I saw movement in the tree line. 3 shapes. Deer, maybe. But one of them was standing wrong, legs shaking, body leaning too far forward like it was trying to stand upright. I swear it was trying to speak. The sound came out broken, half snort, half voice. "Simon." That's the second time something said my name. Day 6. I found tracks near the stream again, paw prints, but wider than any wolf's. Deeper, too, like something heavy had been dragging its body. At the center of each print was a small dent, like a thumb. I followed them until they disappeared into the reeds. That's where I heard it, a sound that froze me. A recording, a perfect copy of my own voice, talking, muttering to myself, the words I'd said last night. Word for word. It was coming from the forest. I don't know how. I don't want to know. Day 7. I started setting traps, small ones, wire loops, sharpened sticks, just to prove they're real, not in my head. This morning, one of the traps had been triggered. No blood. But something had been there. The wire was bent outward, like it had opened it carefully, and next to it, in the dirt, I found my notebook. Open to the last page I wrote, and under my handwriting, a new line, shaky, uneven, but definitely written with a hand. Keep watching. That night, I saw lights. Not fire, not lanterns, small white flashes between the trees, low to the ground. When I moved closer, they blinked in sequence. 1, 2, 3, pause. 1, 2, 3, pause. It took me a while to realize they were eyes. Dozens of pairs, all watching me. And behind them, silhouettes. Deer, foxes, wolves, things that should never stand together in silence. Every one of them facing forward, breathing slow and even. The largest one, standing in front, took a single step closer, and they all moved with it. Perfectly timed.
like one body with 100 heads. It opened its mouth, and from that collective stillness came one sound, a whisper. Human, stay with us. Day 8. No more notes. I keep hearing them outside the tent, sometimes in the water, sometimes behind me, sometimes in my own breathing. I think they're learning how to be me. The island doesn't feel like a place anymore. It feels like a mind, half asleep, half watching, and I think I'm inside it now. Day 9. The forest has gone quiet again. No movement, no wind. Just that stillness before something happens. I tried the flare gun again, fired it straight up. It vanished before the light faded, swallowed by fog. When I turned back, there were prints around the tent. Paw prints, hoof prints, bare feet. Some small, some my size. They circled perfectly, a ring around where I slept. No start, no end. I packed what was left of my food and went east toward the high ridge. If there's a way off this island, it'll be from the cliffs. Halfway there, I saw movement in the clearing. Something crouched near the old stream. I thought it was another deer.
Then it straightened. Shoulders wrong, legs trembling like they weren't used to standing. I froze. It turned its head, and I saw my own face. Not exact, stretched, sunburned, hair too long, eyes a little off, but close enough that my stomach dropped. It was wearing my jacket, the one I lost the night of the storm. I took a step back, and it copied me. Perfectly. Every breath, every shift in weight. I raised my arm, it did the same. A perfect mirror standing 30 feet away. Then it smiled, a twitching, unfinished version of my smile, and I heard my own voice, quiet, wrong. You shouldn't have come here. I ran, didn't stop until my legs gave out. When I looked back, it was gone, but the sound of footsteps followed me for hours, always one behind mine. That night, I slept with the knife in my hand, woke up to whispers outside the tent, dozens of them, murmuring softly. They weren't words, they were sounds. Every noise I'd made over the last week, every cough, every breath, every broken sentence, all repeated, layered together, like they were practicing. Then silence. Then laughter. My laughter. Day 10. The animals don't hide anymore. They stand in the open now, near the shore, watching the water. Sometimes I swear I see shapes moving under the surface, long and thin, like something swimming just below. I think they're waiting for me to join them. I caught one of the foxes today. It didn't fight, just looked up at me, calm. Its eyes weren't animal eyes anymore. Brown, human, familiar, too familiar. When I leaned closer, it whispered, my own voice, "Let me go." I dropped it. It didn't run, just walked away like it knew where it was going. The forest smells like rot now. Every direction I turn, something's there. Shapes between trees, sitting still, patient. They don't attack. They don't eat. They just
Watch. I think they're waiting for me to stop pretending I'm not one of them. Day 11. I woke up to find my notebook gone. Only one page left, lying on the ground. Someone, something, had written a single line on it. It's your turn. The woods are full of noise again. The same 3-beat rhythm I've heard since the beginning. Click, pause, click, click. It's in my heartbeat now, in my breathing, in the way my jaw aches when I try to speak. When I look at my reflection in the stream, my mouth doesn't move right anymore. It lags, like it's learning something new. If anyone finds this, if anyone ever lands here, don't listen to them. Don't answer when they call your name. They'll get it right eventually. The tone, the words, even the fear. And when they do, you'll think it's you. You'll answer. And that's how they learn. The last thing I remember hearing before I started recording this was my own voice whispering in the trees. It's all right, Simon. You can stop now. And I think it's right. Because out here, on this island, everything learns how to survive. Even me.